Hello, boys and girls. Hello, Raiders. My name is Freakii Viking, and welcome to my little pep talk about the fusion. Pretty much, the Lonathal fusion. Not really impressed. I will say I'm not exactly impressed. So let's just go through the different champions, and I will tell you my take on this fusion, what I would do. So, in my opinion, Lonathal is not really worth it. Discussed this with my Discord communities and links down in the description, by the way, as always. I don't think he's worth it. Honestly, genuinely don't think he's worth it. He doesn't really bring too much to the table, unless you really consider getting yourself an ally attack. It is all allies as well. Not the worst ability, not the best ability. If you don't have an ally attack and you would like to try it out, I guess you could go for it. If his A1 actually hits hard enough, then fair enough. That might work. But having an ally attack ability without crit rate is not really good. And it's also on a 4-turn cooldown still, so it's like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I don't think he's good. I don't think this fusion champion Lonathal is good. I think you could much rather just use Miscreated Monster for his shield A2, and you would be good. That's it. That's it. So, with that being said, with that in mind, let's go through the different champions. So this is Anchorite. I think he looks amazing. I really like his look. It's pretty cool. I would probably go for this champion. He has an AoE on A1 that also heals a bit. I would put him in stun set. Right off the bat, I would just put him in stun set and I would be happy. Then he has a remove one random debuff from all allies and increase the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown. This is a pretty good ability. This is the same type of ability that we saw with Hellborn or Hellsprite that made her viable in teams like massively insane teams that could break like world records. This is kind of the same thing. Honestly. Fully heal a target ally, then place a crit rate and crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. 4-turn cooldown. It's a bit unfortunate. If this was 3 as well, he actually would have been a really cool early clan boss type champion. But hear me out. If you can book his A3 to 4-turn cooldown and then you do the same with his A3, you could definitely play him as a 4-3 champion in Clan Boss and still have him be really cool. I'm not saying that having a 3-turn effectively 2-turn cooldown increased buff duration is bad. It just might be a bit more difficult to tune. If that's something you want to play around with, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just saying that the most safe route, the most safe way to do it is to do 4-turn cooldown on A2 and A3. But I think he's a really cool champion. I would like to have him. I might even try to use him in some dungeons. He just looks pretty cool. Yeah, Vuji, pretty cool. Love her eyes. Really cool art style, really. Honestly. Perfectly honest, really. Weaken A1, single target. AoE when done with a counterattack. Pretty cool. Block buff 75% when booked. Hydra, pretty much, AoE, and then counterattack on herself and a perfect veil on a 3-turn cooldown, and a 20% attack aura. Not bad, pretty good, pretty cool. I already have, like for me, I already have 3 sufficient block buff, and I think they're all at 100%. I think so, and I don't know. I have AoE weaken. I could use Skull Crown if I wanted. So I'm not really sure about this one. Some people swear to Vuji being really good. And I mean, if your roster isn't that big, getting this for Hydra would be pretty cool. But then if your roster isn't that big, why would you need another block buff champion? You already got Delania or Deliana for free. If you have a Yugo, that's pretty much 2 out of 3 teams. Slap together a team for a normal and you're good. Like, I don't know. She's good. Probably not one of my favorites, but she looks really cool. She's definitely going to have something with her. Like, she's going to be beneficial to you if you build her, for sure, in one way or another. Carlinia. probably the weakest link, in my opinion. Uses the champion asset of Adriel as well, pretty cool. Attack one enemy and HP burn. Straight up forward, pretty much Cethalia is A1, more or less. Decrease attack AoE, pretty good percentage to land, but also cannot be resisted by targets under HP burn debuffs. I thought this would be kind of cool for Doom Tower, because you wouldn't have to build her insanely well for her to work in Doom Tower, which could be really cool. Play her with a Tyrant or Euros or whatever you want, pretty much. Maybe Euros was the wrong champion there, but you know what I mean. AoE, HP burn, pretty much. Not a bad ability at all. 3-turn cooldown, pretty cool. Decrease the duration of all debuffs on all allies, then place a 15% small version strength on all allies for 2 turns. This buff cannot be removed or stolen. It's on a 4-turn cooldown though. But it doesn't end there. Like this one, it was a big letdown for me because she seemed really strong. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. But then her passive kind of makes up for it in a way. Every time an enemy under an HP burn debuff gets a turn, decrease the duration of 2 random buffs on that enemy by 1 turn. This is a solid counter to stuff like Valkyrie waves, in my opinion, and that kind of stuff, where you have a lot of buffs that's just super annoying, you can't get through. You could also remove shields altogether, aka Valk waves. This passive is pretty good. I would definitely consider, especially if you're struggling with Doomtire waves higher up. This is a mad good ability, alongside a cannot be resisted decrease attack with the right setup. I don't think you can beat this. It's actually really, really, really solid. It's super niche, but it's extremely solid for some waves. I know I'm leaning heavily towards this character more than the other ones, but this passive is way better than you might think, because it's a passive. It's just something that's there. As long as she's there, she can basically just do her decrease attack, and that's about it. She will decrease the duration of debuffs here and there. Might be kind of clutch, I don't know. Would be hard to set up with a 4-turn cooldown, but this passive, muy bien. Absolutely muy bien. Last out is Yeleguna, or Yeleguna, that sounds cooler because I'm from Norway. I don't know, it sounds kind of Vikingish. She looks really cool. She does look really cool. Her looks really cool. So, what does she do? Increase attack on herself if it kills an enemy. Double hitter. AoE, decrease attack 100% on a 3-turn cooldown. Pretty good. Single attack, block buff and block active skill for 2 turns. This attack is always critical, which is pretty cool. 3-turn cooldown. Amazing. Revive 1 random ally with 50% HP every time this champion kills an enemy. 2-turn cooldown. Pretty solid. 30% attack infection crypts by 30. Yeah, 30% infection crypts attack. Aura. I like her. I like Yeleguna, whatever you want to say. I like her a lot. I think she is a really good asset to most orc faction wars. Honestly. So that's my take on the current fusion. Again, just a quick recap. I would not go for Lonathal. I don't think Lonathal is a good champion. He's a decent champion. He's an okay mid-tier champion. I don't think he's that good. If there's something I've missed, let me know down in the comments. If there's anything I haven't thought about, let me know down in the comments. Please, please, please let me know. But I don't think it's worth it. What would I do? I don't really want to spend all of my 3,000 gems on getting all of these epics either. The 2 strongest ones for me are the 2 last ones. It's Carlinia for Doom Tower if that's where you're struggling, and it's Yeleguna for Faction War if you need like a bit of help. I think Anchorite is really cool. I think he can have some really good potential for clan boss. If you're more early game, definitely if you're more early to mid game and you're like, I can get 1 champion, I can get one epic, I would go for Anchorite. That's what I would do. I would go for Anchorite, Din Dudley deal. That's what I would do. Having the remove debuff, increase buff, and have extra increased crit rating, increased crit damage will boost your race so far up progression wise. And having an AoE A1 with a slight heal as well, really strong, extremely strong. Love that. Vuji, probably more for people that are into experimenting with Hydra and that kind of stuff. I don't see her being used that much elsewhere unless you're for some reason running like a Valkyrie kind of comp for everything. Not that it's recommended, but it would work because the counterattack is kind of unreliable. 3 turn, 2 turns, so there will be 1 turn without it. It would work in a way. It's kind of a gimmick that I don't like. Maybe it's something I'm not able to zoom my eyes into. That's my take. Carlinia, pretty cool Doom Tower champion, so I'm just going to leave it there. If you need someone for Doom Tower, if this is something that sparks an interest, I think is really good. I think it could be really clutch for some waves. And then if you are struggling with Orc Faction War, I think Yeleguna is a really good option. I don't think she has a lot of potential elsewhere. Actually, I don't think she has a lot of potential at all elsewhere, but she's definitely a constructed Faction War champion. I think this is done deliberately by Plarium to help us out in Faction War, even though you might not believe it. Plarium helping? What? But yeah, I think they knocked this one out of the ballpark. Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching. Again, let me know down in the comments how freaking stupid I am if you don't agree with me. Links down in the description below if you want to join the community, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.